Hello and welcome to Gola Stories. As you know, we've got Gulflander with us. Gulflander is getting to get a little repair work done, and the first thing to do is changing the headlights. I'm sorry, there's a lot of sound here. We're out in the open, and we've got our good friend Lloyd from Raj Auto, who's been working on Gulflander quite a bit, and now this is his first touch of Gulflander. What we're trying to do is replace the headlights. The old headlights were like this, you know, old, really, 26 years old, and now we're fitting these. It's a 7-inch headlight that also fits into the Jeep SUV trucks. So we're going to put it on both sides. Now we also got these fog lamps. I'm not sure how we can hook those up because these are indicator lights and they're not fog lamps. So we've got to find a harness and find a place to mount the fog lamps, maybe not now but at a later stage. A shop that I've been coming to for years that can do some minor work here and there. There's a lot to do. I'm looking to change those windows. Well, that's my other trusted companion for 28 years almost. Say hello to Dipali.
Hi.
So what Lloyd is doing is disconnecting this portion of it. This is a bulb which is separate for the high beam, low beam. With the new setup, it all comes together, and we don't really need this. So this unit is a 24 volt, 12 volt, 24 volt unit. It works with the existing setup. As you can see, it plugs right in. Some things just don't change, do they? Or it's either that or Jeep's just using the old tech, and it's good for us because sometimes getting parts for any old vehicle gets harder and harder. But she looks good. I hope to test this light on tonight when it gets darker and see how bright, if it's making any difference. Now the ones I had are not bright enough. They tell people there's something coming, but for me to see when it's really heavy traffic with the other lights everywhere, it just gets harder, and hopefully this will give me a little stronger beam. So this is really the frame that holds the light in, and that's making it really easy to replace. And we take this frame off, and then the new light pretty much sits in that frame, and that's what's happened over here. And then you take this cover, put it back on there, and now it's protected. So that's how it plugs right in. I have a friend, Vincent, who has a similar truck in Seattle, who's brought it in like me, and he's well ahead in his modification. So thanks to him, you get to get a leapfrog into all of the knowledge he's gained, and here it is that we are benefiting from. So we turn on this light and the condensation is starting to happen in here, and then we read the manual here, and it says if that happens you take out the breathers. So we did that for this one. Let's hope we see some results, and then we'll come back, remove this assembly again and take off the breathers and see if that helps. So we remove the breathers, and the instruction is to let it on for some time so it just heats up and evaporates the condensation that was caused by the breathers being in there. When we turn this light on,
it seems like
we're getting like air bursts from the vent underneath, like from these two vents over here. That's creating this fog up. So early morning 7 o'clock call. That was what I was told by Pedro, who runs this big truck shop here, and we need to get some air leaks checked out and perhaps an oil change. I'm not sure how much more we can do today. Also has a lot to do with how much I can afford. Yeah, these things aren't cheap, but you got to run them for a good cause. Money finds its way here. But otherwise, she runs really smooth. I'm also looking at trying to replace this fuel tank with something more modern on both sides. So if I get 100 gallons of tank on both sides, then it would also do something good for the weight distribution. The weight distribution would be great. This is so old, it leaks on the top, and everything needs to slowly change. However, the engine is a Cummins and she's good. But what are we doing this for? This. नमस्ते दोस्तों, गल्फलैंडर को इस गराज में ले आया गया अभी, क्योंकि इसमें थोड़ी एयर लीक्स हैं। तो मैंने भी सोचा इस गराज को भी मैं टेस्ट कर लूँ, उनको ये कर पाएंगे कि नहीं। तो एक एयर लीक को थोड़ा ठीक कराने के लिए मैं लेके आया हूँ। अगर वो कर पाएंगे तो 3-4 और हैं तो उसको भी ठीक करा देंगे। जैसे आपको पता है, एयर इन बड़े ट्रकों में तो बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट, महत्वपूर्ण है। और सारे ब्रेक्स और सारे सिस्टम्स, जो इवन जो डिफलॉक हैं, जो ये फोर व्हील ड्राइव हैं, ऑल व्हील ड्राइव, जो जैसे फॉर्च्यूनर में 4 व्हील होता है ना, फुल टाइम 4 व्हील है ये, और 4 व्हील लोब ही है इसका, और सेंट्रल डिफलॉक सिस्टम भी है इसमें। तो उसको सब काम करने के लिए एयर का एयर टाइट होना काफ़ी ज़रूरी है। और जो लीक्स पैदा करते हैं उसको, जो कंप्रेसर से जो पुराने जो पाइप्स हैं और ये फिटिंग्स जो हैं, इसको ठीक कराने के लिए हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं। फ़िलहाल एक जो लीक है वो काफ़ी तगड़ा है। जो ये सारे गराज स्पेनिश लोग चलाते हैं, और अंग्रेज़ी तो एक ही बंदे को आता है, तो उस बंदे के साथ हम काम करेंगे। तो ये है इस गाड़ी का अंदरूनी भाग। इसको ड्राइवर और पैसेंजर कैब कहते हैं। बहुत सारा सामान पड़ा हुआ है, इसको जब क्लीन कर लेंगे थोड़ा इससे बेटर लगेगा। पर है तो एक आर्मी का ट्रक। आप ऊपर देखिए, पूरा ये है गन टर्रेट, इसको सील किया गया है, पर इतना भी सील नहीं, क्योंकि यहाँ से पानी लीक होता है, तो इसको भी बंद करना पड़ेगा। इसमें एसी हमने लगवाए थे, तो ये एसी का यूनिट है। पर बाय एंड लार्ज ये ऐसा है कि अभी भी जैसे आर्मी में था वैसे ही रॉ है। तो इसको भी शायद हम इंसुलेशन लगा के बदलेंगे। पर एयर लीक तो हो रहा है यहाँ पर, इसके जो पीछे है ना, इसमें सोलोनॉइड्स हैं यहाँ पे इसके पीछे, तो इसको निकालना पड़ेगा। और यहाँ पे एयर लीक की आवाज़ आ रही है। वैसे आवाज़ें तो बहुत जगह से आ रही है, पर सबसे ज़्यादा यहाँ से आ रही है। और इस ट्रक के बारे में हम आपको विस्तार से बताएंगे, जो जो इसमें था और जो जो इसमें हमने डाले हैं। तो इसका एक अलग सा वीडियो बनेगा, ऐसे ही लगता है। और इसमें से एक सोलोनॉइड जहाँ पे है, ये जो वाइट कलर के सिलेंडर्स है ना, उसमें एक लीक करता है। This is stuff I got out of eBay, and they seem to say that it works, but I don't know. Maybe we'll have to use some local parts. Most of the trucks have this, and we hopefully can arrest this leak over here. It's not same. So I bought these things off eBay, and after looking at the parts that I supplied, which is clearly not the same one, because if you see the shape of that one, the shape of this one on top, they're completely different. So I think they've decided to repair what we already have, and I love the sound of that, because in today's world most people don't repair things, they replace things. जो पुरानी पार्ट है उसी को ठीक करने की कोशिश करेंगे। शायद ओ रिंग्स में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, और ओ रिंग्स के अलग अलग साइज होते हैं। तो वो देखने गए कि इस साइज़ का ओ रिंग उनको मिल गया कि नहीं। यहाँ पर इंडिया में तो ये ओ रिंग्स नहीं मिलते थे। अशोक लेलैंड ने लाख कोशिश की है, पर शायद यहाँ पे मिल जाए। So these are the things we're trying to fix. Now, these are solenoids, and they control the air supply. And it's this one here that went bad. The solenoids control the air supply. यहाँ पे एक ऐसी गाड़ी आती है जहाँ पर इनको खाना खिलाने के लिए पेश हो जाएंगे, अपने आप को पेश कर लेती हैं। तो जब ये लोग दुकान के पास नहीं जा सकते, दुकान इनके पास आती है, तो यहाँ पे दुकान तो दूर दूर तक नहीं मिलेगा, इसलिए इनको यहाँ आना पड़ेगा। And so they brought it back from the shop and fit an O-ring. They said it kind of works, so let's see. We'll start her up and let the air tanks fill up and turn her off, and then see if the leak continues. fixed some of those solenoid leaks, and now we've got one more here, which is the connector to the diff locks. The diff lock switch is connected to this, and that's where we find the leak. Welcome to Cola Stories. My name is Anil, as you know, and with me I have Pedro. Now, Pedro was someone I met yesterday because I had some problems with Gulflander. Now, Gulflander is what this is like inside, okay? Everything here has been broken because it was in the rain for 2 years. My roof, the walls have come off, the paint has come off, if you see there, and we have gas leaks, well, air leaks in the truck. And I came to Pedro because he was recommended to me by Raj Auto, by Raj. And when I came here, and he started the work today, and I asked him how much it would cost me. He told me. I almost had a heart attack. But then,
that's what it would have cost you.
And Pedro, what went on in your mind when you first saw this truck and met us, and what made you do something that I really, really appreciate? Because to me, everyone that comes in and helps like this, I call as angels. So you're going onto my YouTube channel on this video as one of my angels that right in this world. I told him, Pedro, there's too much bad news in this world, and I'd like to talk about the good people that I come across. Because the kindness of this world is only when you go out there and experience it, not when you watch it on TV. So Pedro, talk to me.
Well, the first thing is, I mean, he's already doing the hard work that a lot of us can't do, or don't have the courage to do. He's going out there trying to save lives. Hey, just letting people know what are the procedures. Even me is interesting. And you cancel that mentality that you're gonna die if you donate, and many other stuff is too deep to get into this right now. But he's doing the hard work. And just a little bit of help, just a little bit of love makes this guy keep going.
And
that's all that matters.
Thank you for the love, Pedro. I really appreciate
Anytime,
it.
brother.
And it will come back to you some other way.
It always does. It always does, guys. Do good. It always comes back. Trust me. I get goosebumps when I talk about it. Do good. It always comes back. I promise. If it doesn't, I'll pay you myself.
And in Hindi there's a saying, it's called Neki Kar aur Darya Mein Dal, which means it just says do good and let it flow in the river. Someone will benefit, you don't need to know who.
Exactly, that's right.
My brother, thank you so much for all this.
Anytime, brother, nice meeting you. Do good, guys, alright? And love this guy, support him. I'll be a supporter from now on as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.